I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for rain.
Although Sunny Hostin has never shied away from controversy, she could have overreached herself this time. The Views crowd erupted against her in a startling live moment, exploding in alcohol so loudly that even Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg had trouble controlling themselves. What precisely did she say, though? And why did this particular moment cause such a strong emotional response on social media, as well as in the studio? One comment wasn't all that important. Given that Sunny's spouse is currently being accused of a large federal fraud scheme worth $500 million, this criticism couldn't have come at a worse time.
They're talking about threatening him with insurance fraud. I would say you could get about 20 years in prison, so that's a death sentence.
All of it spiraling at once. Is Sunny Hostin's time on The View coming to an end? Debate is what The View thrives on. Co-hosts arguing heatedly is nothing new. Meghan McCain left abruptly. Whoopi has had disagreements with visitors. Additionally, Joy Behar has been a part of innumerable viral events. However, Sunny Host had a different experience during this period. The View's audience is typically outspoken, but it's uncommon to witness them act so hostilely towards a co-host. The arguments usually remain within the range of lively discourse. The crowd's response, however, was evident this time. They were rejecting her openly, not simply disagreeing. However, why? What specifically did she say that made them lose it?
15 women have accused him of sexual assault. We've heard about the Stormy Daniels story, that he allegedly paid $130,000.
Were you pissed that she canceled on your show?
I was. Only because, we're a very supportive environment for women. I think any guest will tell you that.
Like so many other debates on The View, it all began with one. The ambiance of the room was abruptly altered by Sunny's remark, while the panel was deep in conversation. Although the precise language is still debatable, sources indicate she said something against white people that the audience didn't like. While some viewers thought she went too far, others regarded it as an unreserved statement of her opinions. Unquestionably, though, the audience wasn't having it. Murmurs began, followed by a few audible gasps, and then, in a matter of seconds, the studio was filled with loud jeers.
So another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit.
Oh.
He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the witness.
It took even the most experienced producers by surprise. The audience was still reacting when Sunny attempted to speak. The jeers weren't a fleeting disruption. They became louder and eventually drowned her out. Visibly surprised, Whoopi and Joy looked at each other as if they were not sure how to respond. It briefly appeared as though the show may go totally out of hand. Uncertain of whether to cut to commercial or let the mayhem play out, producers frantically worked behind the scenes. And there was one question that kept coming up as the tension increased. Would she refuse to back down, or would Sunny leave? As if this conflagration wasn't enough, Sunny's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, was at the center of yet another significant scandal that broke out at the same moment.
Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
He is allegedly the target of grave accusations in a significant federal insurance fraud prosecution. According to documents, he accumulated an estimated $500 million in fraudulent claims by deliberately providing fake medical services. This discovery fueled the flames. Did this legal drama drive the viewers over the brink, or were they already tired of Sunny's attitude? In any case, the timing couldn't have been more disastrous. Her public image was severely harmed when her husband's incident hit headlines, right as she was battling criticism from her own audience. Social media exploded when the show aired. Fans vehemently debated whether the jeers were warranted as videos of the incident went viral on Reddit, YouTube, and Twitter. Some spoke up for Sunny, claiming that she was unfairly singled out for voicing her opinions. Others said that the View's audience had every right to criticize her, claiming that her remarks were rude and polarizing. Cancel Sunny Hostin and The View Meltdown were among the trending hashtags, demonstrating that this was not merely a small dispute, but rather the day's most talked about story. As the criticism increased, rumors started to circulate. Did Sunny have to say sorry? Was she under pressure from the producers to soften her remarks? or worse, thinking of removing her from the program?
I have this huge platform on The View, and I just started thinking about giving voice to the voiceless. What some people don't know about me is they know I'm a prosecutor, but I'm from the South Bronx projects. Like, I'm really just a everyday person. And I remember when I was 7, my uncle was in front of me, and our family never talked about it.
After the program aired, there were reportedly heated backstage conversations, according to insiders. ABC has not released an official statement, but according to sources, the network is closely monitoring the outcome and is well aware of the public's response. Will this criticism be sufficient for ABC to reevaluate Sunny's position on the program? Numerous former co-hosts of The View have previously experienced criticism. While some made it out alive, others did not. Despite repeated requests for her termination, Whoopi Goldberg has always been able to return. In contrast, Meghan McCain finally departed following frequent arguments on air. Is Sunny following the same course? Does she even want to stay? That is the true question.
So there are a lot of problems with it, but the notion that we aren't a violent country, this country was built on violence. We're a very violent country, and it's just undeniable that that's the case. And so I'm not, unfortunately, surprised that people are celebrating the use of violence. I'm not surprised that this young man thought that change could be accomplished through violence. 1 in 4 Americans say violence against government sometimes is justified. And today, in 2024, 1 in 10 Americans say violence is justified right now against corporations and government.
That's very scary.
Those are just.
And even though I don't think he
those are
might
just
change
facts.
something, he might have laid out a plan for a copycat. That's what.
Is Sunny already preparing to leave The View after being humiliated on national television and dealing with her husband's legal controversy at the same time? There have been many contentious moments on The View, but this one sticks out. Few co-hosts have had such a strong audience reaction in real time. Could this moment be as harmful as the altercation between Elizabeth Hasselbeck and Rosie O'Donnell? Or when Joy Behar and Meghan McCain's argument became a widely shared spectacle? The distinction is that Sunny is not only coping with a contentious argument, but also with alcohol, a marital scandal, and mounting public pressure to remove her. What will happen to Sunny Hostin next? Is she already thinking about leaving quietly, or will she battle to keep her spot on The View? This dispute isn't going away anytime soon, that much is clear. After the audience expressed their opinions, ABC must now make a choice. However, what are your thoughts? Was the audience's jeering of Sunny justified, or was this an extreme? Response: is this the end for her on The View, or will she survive like so many co-hosts before her? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the latest celebrity drama.